to a new episode of Connecting During Crisis. My name is Joseph Luciano, alongside Miss Karaoke Queen, Michelle Clark. What's going on, Michelle?
Hello, everyone. How are you this evening?
Awesome, I'm good, Michelle. We got Martin Lee in the house. Jose Martin.
There I go talking off of mute, talk on a mute again. I don't know how I got muted. I think Joe muted me because I know I was off mute. But again, hey everybody, hey Joe, I think this is going to be a great topic, so can't wait to get into it. But
Awesome.
hey world, we're here back again.
That's awesome, Martin. We got a guest just came back. His name is Apostle Kenneth Williams. How you doing, Apostle Kenny?
I am doing wonderful. How is everyone doing? Prayerfully, you all are doing exceptionally well. Thank you for the another opportunity to be on your platform.
Thank you. Today's topic we'll be talking about the mass shootings. I know y'all want to talk about this one. Question one: what's your opinion of what is so often? Go ahead, Papa Kenny. Go ahead.
Can you repeat that question again, Joseph?
What's your opinion of why it is so often?
Oh, what's my opinion on why it's so often?
Yes.
To be off, to be. Uh, I'm not really sure why it happens so often. The fact is that it happens. That's where I'm at with it. It's happening, and it's happening sporadically. It's more often. Um, it's happening, and how is is affecting the lives of people. It's affecting their ability to go about their day, their busy day as usual. It has you sometimes on edge or walking on eggshells because now you mean to tell me I can't even go to the supermarket or a gas station or my next door neighbor or to the local Home Depot without, or just walking down the block in my neighborhood without someone trying to take you out for no unjust cause. It's scary.
I agree with that one. Michelle, you got input?
I don't have a definite answer to that, of why it's happening. I just know that it's been a growing concern for a very long time. It's not really anything new. I think it's just how it's happening. I mean, I've been in where I live. It's like shooting was like it's like a everyday thing around here at one time. But now that folks are going into schools and killing younger kids for no reason, I at least back then we used to say it was gang warring and things like that. But now uh, this is uncalled for. A lot of it is just uncalled for. They're saying it's a mental health issue. People are being bullied and want to get revenge and all that kind of stuff. But it's not worth the risk to life. I I really don't have a definite answer to that. I really don't. I just wish it would stop. Basically, I just wish it would stop. Um, it's just it's just I don't know. I don't have a definite answer to that.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. Martin, you got any input?
Yeah, and I agree with everybody. I don't know a definitive answer for it, but I think it's something that's happened long throughout the years. Back in my era when I grew up, there was a lot of shooting, whatever, and maybe we'll get to it. Maybe we won't. It's not a real big deal, but I was sadly, a victim of a shooting, whatever, a drive-by shooting when I was younger. But I don't have a definitive answer. I think that, for years, people have been dealing with the structure of the family. And I know this goes into other things, whatever, but that could be one reason. And I don't know and I don't even have any hard statistics in front of me, but I don't know if, if that dynamic is just so bad now that, people are maybe raised wrong. I don't know. People just feel like they could just do whatever, had no discipline growing up. Um, Another thing out there is that, at least in Philadelphia, we have lack of police, whatever. I think last year the police commissioner came out and said that she had trouble recruitment. I know in 2020, after the George Floyd killing, you heard a lot about defund the police, whatever. And I was screaming. I remember screaming at the TV, "No, that's the wrong idea. Don't defund the police, whatever." So I don't know if that's code or whatever, but I know the police force, they have they do have trouble recruiting cops. So I don't know if it's a lot of cops out there that just stop it, whatever. And I don't know, and I don't know if the city puts a big value on it. What do I mean by that? Right now, there's a move to repeal the DA because they feel as though that, he's not tough on crime. He's, he likes to let a lot of crime get away. He gets people out of jail when he should be there. So it's a number of reasons why. I don't really know, whatever, but I'm with Apostle Kenny. I mean, that's a problem in itself, whatever. Why is it happening? I don't know. It could be several reasons, though. Joe, if you're talking, you're on mute.
That's wonderful, Martin. My bad about that. Question number 2. Is this a mental health or gun issue? Apostle Kenny?
Well, with that, considering that question, it's both. With regards to the mental health, unfortunately, we have gone through what we say the pandemic, and we have to take in consideration that there are a lot of people who have been, we've been in isolation, we've been cooped up in our homes, and some people just didn't know how to adjust with that, and they had mental health challenges. And you can't go see your clinical therapist or your psychologist, or you've been off your meds for a long period of time. There are people who suffer with depression and they just don't know how to handle it. And instead of, reaching out for help, they reach out to stuff. It appears as if it's help, but it's not. And you imagine being in a house where, like, for example, I use, kids who go to the public school. When we're going through that pandemic, they had to go to school virtually. So that responsibility, if they had parents who worked a regular 9 to 5, or whether it was a 7:30 to 4 or 5, now they got to get a babysitter. If they ain't got no babysitter, somebody got to be at that house to help facilitate, to make sure that that kid logs on for school. And it creates a certain amount of stress. And stress can affect us in so many ways. And so when you're dealing with kids or adults with mental health challenges, staying cooped up and isolated in the house, for some that don't help them. They don't do well. So what they do, they have a tendency to gravitate to stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's been on television. You got terrorist groups, you got all kinds of stuff lurking in the communities. And then when you talk about gun control, it's, to me personally, it's really no control on it. Because anytime you could step out your house and you go around the corner and cop a gun say a 357 or a 38 for like $200 or $150, there's really no control. There's always it's all kinds of loopholes to that stuff. Whether you have law enforcement who can arrest people who have been, taken into custody because they were carrying illegal firearms. If law enforcement is on the DL, what do? They're looking for that extra cash, so it's supposed to be taken into evidence. They take it in within their own personal, and they sell it out on the streets and get their cash. That's what they do. So that's one of many ways of how, and we've known this for years. It's nothing new. It's nothing new at all. And besides, it's a $1 trillion something plus industry. All the way around the board. I think that, in my opinion, there needs to be more stiffer consequences across the board. If you are a purchaser of a semi-automatic weapon and you're reporting it stolen and you selling it to somebody else and you get caught and that person gets caught who you sold it to, both of you should get the equal just punishment. There ought to be consequences, more severe consequences. Doesn't matter what position that you hold, whether it's a public office or whatever. This is the fact. We're talking about the lives of people.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Apostle Kenny. Michelle? Go ahead, Michelle. I'm sorry about it. You unmute yourself, please.
Okay. I agree. It's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. My stance about it is like, why the military style guns? Like, I'm hearing more of the shootings with these type guns. Like, where are you getting these guns from? That's my question. I understand that guns have been in the hood for like forever, but why? Like why are you doing this? Like it can't all be mental. Like, you're walking around with a gun all 24/7. Why? What situations is making these people walk around with a gun all day? And then just because somebody looked at you or looked in your direction, you just feel that you have to shoot them? Why? It's like something is going on. Like, maybe I know this is going to sound like off the wall, but it feels like there's some kind of silent disease floating around in the air that's affecting people because it's making people lose their common sense. Someone happened to look your way. My family is a victim of that. A couple of years ago, but this was like in 2001. My niece's boyfriend came to pick up his baby from my sister's house, and there was this guy sitting across the street. The guy got out of a cab, happened to look that way. He didn't like the way that the boy looked at him and shot him dead in my sister's doorway. Just shot him dead right in front of his baby. Why? Because he thought he shot him a look. When you get out of a cab, you're not really looking at anything. You're just getting out of a cab. So you just happen to look a certain way. So the guy was running from the law, hiding. He was hiding in South Philly. And he thought, oh, well, I'm safe here. Nobody knows me. But because he had just happened to have a gun, he says, well, the guys looked at me funny, so I shot him. Didn't even know him. Nothing. Just happened to get out of a cab. Shot him dead. Why? Because I have a gun. It just gave me this power. Is that what it is? It gives you a power? Or is there a silent disease floating around? It's got to be something. It's got to be defined somehow. Because it's, innocent people, babies. At first it was like gang war. You knew who you wanted to get. You know what I'm saying? And if there was somebody shot by mistake. But no, now it's like, oh, well, oh, there's some people sitting on the step. I don't like the way they look. I'm going to shoot them. Don't make no sense. I can't say whether it's mental health. I don't know. It's just too mysterious. And the way the flow of guns is going, especially the type of guns. It'd be something different if it was like a I don't know, back in the day, what was it? A 44 or a 22 or whatever. Now it's AKs. Where are you getting these type of guns? And why do you have to carry that type of gun every day? And you're not a part of a gang or a cartel? I don't know. I don't know. It's just too, I can't explain any of it. I just don't like it. That's all I can say. It's not making me feel safe in the street. You don't know who to trust. And then, of course, other people take it like this. Well, I need protection. I'm going to need a weapon. You know, it's like a vicious cycle, and I just wish there was an end to it all. That's all.
I think I agree with a little bit with both said, but I'm gonna push back just a little bit, just to answer the answer to your question. I don't think it's mental health. It may have mental health in some situations, but I think that the nation makes it bigger than what the problem really is. First of all, mental health, it seems, and I mean no disrespect because I know this is going to be shown to everybody, whatever, but mental health seems to what they assign to white children who commit mass shooting.
Yes.
Black kids, they just say we thugs.
Mm-hmm.
Start off whatever. But I say, but it becomes in the political realm because they want to say it's mental health because they don't want to talk about gun control. So it's not, to me, it's not a mental health issue. It may have some people may have mental health issues, but a couple things are going on, and it's just completely my opinion. I'm not going to turn this into a spiritual show, but I think post-pandemic, there's a lot of anger in this country, a lot of anger in this world post-pandemic, and that's why we're seeing a lot more mass shootings in schools and stuff, but just a lot more shootings in the cities also. In Philadelphia last year, we had 561 killings. And this year, I think we may sadly eclipse that. So it's not necessary, and they're not doing it because, you know, they just pills, whatever, you know, somebody's on something, whatever. It's just, it's anger going. It's a spirit of anger, in my opinion anyway, that you see so many killings, so many shootings out here. Just Michelle just gave a great example, whatever. Somebody just gave somebody the wrong look, whatever, and just pow, we just shoot them, whatever. Unfortunately, that's just common, and we don't. And like I said, that's just my opinion. It's just anger. We don't know where it's coming from, but I think it's just a lot deeper than mental health. I think that people feel as though that they can get away with it. It's no discipline. It's no consequences in their mind, whatever, and they don't value life. You do something to me, pal, you know, I'm gonna shoot you, and now I feel good about it. The problem is, I wonder if, you know, later on they have some sort of repentance. Probably not, you know, but, you know, in that moment, I just feel good about myself. Maybe some people feel bad later on. Dang, I did that. I'm wrong. I should have did this. But probably, but, you know, maybe most people, like I said earlier, I don't have the hard statistics to know what's what, whatever. But I just get the feeling that people just feel like, you know, just to soothe my ego, or just to make me feel good about myself, I did this in that moment, and it just is what it is. But as far as mental health is concerned, I just think that's just something that the politicians want to say so that they don't have to deal with gun control.
That's good. That's good, Mark. Thank you for that. Now we'll go to question number 3. Where where are people under 21 getting the military stifle rifles from?
Can you repeat that question again,
Okay,
Minister
I
John?
got you. Where are people under 21 getting the military style rifles from?
Oh, easy. Off the streets, straw purchases. Um, it's all kind of loopholes around it, especially off the streets. Um, it's just basically a friend of a friend of a friend, or I know somebody that has such and such, and if you have the money to purchase it, then so be it. The other thing is, with the straw purchases, they they find somebody who could do it for them. They come up with the cash, they get their little cut, and go about their business. That's how they get it. In my opinion, they need to the consequences with them straw purchases. They need to be more severe, and then they need to up the age with regards to being able to purchase a any type of firearms. Like you have, like in southern states, you know, down there, Virginia, parts of Maryland, up in the Poconos and PA, people go hunting. And so they purchase hunting rifles. Some states, you can, at the age of 18, it's not for a teenager to go into the local Walmart or a gun store and purchase a shotgun, But then when it comes to fire, to semi-automatic pistols or guns in general, in my opinion, they need to up them. They need to up the age. Seriously, they do. But that's how they get them.
Wow, that's great. Martin, why you want give me some feedback?
What you mean?
That question.
To answer the question,
Yeah.
um, I agree 100%. Where they getting the guns from? My cousin house. No, I mean not particularly me personally, but that's just people say, yeah, I got it from my cousin, I got it from my family, I got it from my brother, my sister, whatever. You know what I mean? Like off the streets. The thing about it is, I think back in 2011 they did some statistics, and they found out that there's more guns in America than people. So you think America has about 330 million Americans, a million citizens, and there's more guns than that. So that's a problem right there. So where they getting the guns from? You walk down the street, you probably see the gun on the street. Tell you the truth, um, I do like well, it's not a big deal, but I do follow these politicians sometimes, and they're talking about doing some things for gun control, but they're not doing anything serious. Anytime that you can walk outside with AR-15s, see, I know I keep cutting off what I'm talking about, but the Constitution says that you have a right to bear arms. It doesn't say what arms you have a right to bear. Now we don't have to. I mean, like we don't have to get rid of every gun on the street, but I mean, does it make sense that we have an AR-15 or we have these military grade weapons on the street, whatever, semi-assault weapons? Um, However, you have interest groups like the NRA that put a lot of money in making sure that these guns weren't taken off the street, and then you get them in the hands of mass shooters. You get them in the hands of the hood, whatever, and it causes a problem. The funny thing about it is the Supreme Court, and maybe we'll talk about this at another time, but the Supreme Court just said we're going to take abortion and we're going to put that back to the states. How about doing that with gun control? You say, hey, we'll let the states decide what type of weapons are allowed in that particular state. But you can get a gun anywhere, unfortunately. I know they tried. I know they came up with something called a boyfriend loophole. I'm not 100% what that was, 100% what that is, but something about if there's a domestic situation, then one of the parties are not able to, one of the girlfriend or the boyfriend is not able to get a weapon. But they're doing things just little by little just to try to satisfy, I'm talking about politicians, just try to satisfy their constituents, and at the same time trying to satisfy the topic. But they're really not doing enough. And until our nation's leaders are serious, you're just going to have guns all over the place for the foreseeable future.
Thank you for joining us today for our mass shooting topic. Join us on the next show for the second part of our mass shooting series in Connecting Doing